What if you were on a live TV show and suddenly got possessed? Or what if you witnessed one of your co-presenters doing something creepy? You might wonder why we're asking you to imagine these things. Well, in today's video, we're covering exactly that. We're going to show you the 48 creepiest moments ever caught on live TV. And we can assure you, after watching this video, there's only one thing you'll be saying. What the hell?
Guys, it's not like we needed any sleep or anything.
The ventriloquist Senate candidate. In 2012, Republican hopeful Barry Hinckley challenged Democratic incumbent Sheldon Whitehouse for Rhode Island's Senate seat. During his campaign, Hinckley released an adorable ad featuring his young son Hudson, which captured the attention of many. However, a follow-up interview on Fox News took an unexpected turn. When host Neil Cavuto asked Hudson about the ad, viewers noticed something odd. Hinckley was mouthing the exact words his son said. The sight was reminiscent of a bad ventriloquist act. Needless to say, it left people unsettled and might have contributed to Hinckley's eventual loss. When asked about it later, Hinckley claimed he wasn't sure why he did it, admitting both he and his son were nervous since it was their first time on national TV. Live magic trick. Gone wrong. Magic tricks can be awe-inspiring but sometimes take a terrifying turn. In 2016, Polish TV presenter Marzyna Rogalska was a participant in a magic trick on a morning show. The magician, Marcin Poloniewicz, invited her to try the nail-in-a-bag trick, but it went horribly wrong. After smashing his own hand on an empty bag, Poloniewicz guided Rogalska's hand to another bag, but this time, it contained a hidden nail. Rogalska's scream of agony left viewers shocked. Fortunately, she only sustained minor injuries and was able to forgive the magician. The mysteriously moving glass of water. During a live broadcast of the Primera Edición breakfast show in Honduras in 2015, hosts had their own spooky encounter. While presenting the morning news, host Carlos Molina noticed his glass of water moving on its own. He was startled and immediately called his co-host, Pablo Zapata, to look at it. Molina described feeling a chilling sensation just moments before the glass slid on its own, attributing it to a paranormal experience. Some viewers speculated it was a prank, but Molina dismissed this theory, insisting that when he tried to move the glass afterward, it was stuck to the table. Zombie emergency alert. In 2013, several Americans were duped into believing that a zombie apocalypse was underway. A prankster managed to hack into the emergency broadcast system of a Montana TV station, sending out a false alert that the dead had risen from their graves and warning people not to approach them. The hoax announcement interrupted a broadcast of The Steve Wilkos Show, and despite its absurdity, it sounded real enough to alarm some viewers. Fortunately, authorities quickly exposed the truth, and the perpetrator was apprehended. Strange individual at congressional hearing. What we are about to tell you sounds like it's straight out of a spy thriller. In February 2023, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley testified before the House Judiciary Subcommittee about alleged abuse of federal authority. But for most viewers at home, Grassley's words were overshadowed by the eerie presence of a man sitting right behind him. Throughout the 15-minute statement, this bespectacled figure stared directly into the camera with an unsettlingly blank expression. He barely moved, and even more unnervingly, he hardly blinked, only occasionally closing one eye in a slow, deliberate manner. Many speculated he might be Grassley's aide, but even that has not been confirmed. His chilling stare was enough to give anyone the creeps. Ghost sighting during cemetery tour. In 2021, WNYT reporter Sam Hesler covered the spooky twilight tours at Green Ridge Cemetery in Saratoga Springs, New York, during the Halloween season. While reporting in front of the camera, something strange happened in the background. Later, viewers pointed out what appeared to be a ghostly figure floating across the graveyard far behind her. The chilling sight was only noticed after the footage made it to air. This ghostly presence left many questioning whether it was wise to wander cemeteries at night if you want to avoid encountering restless spirits. Pope Francis vanishes. Religious miracles are one thing, But what if the Pope simply vanished into thin air? During a live broadcast from Vatican City, Pope Francis was seen addressing the crowd from his balcony, but as he turned to retreat inside, he appeared to disappear completely. The eerie footage sparked a frenzy of conspiracy theories online, with some wondering if the Pope was a hologram or being shielded from danger. The most plausible explanation was a camera glitch, but the sight of the Pope vanishing still left viewers spooked. Blue light in New York City. Aliens? UFOs? The apocalypse? These were just some of the thoughts running through the minds of New Yorkers in December 2018 when a bright blue light engulfed the sky. People watching the eerie glow from indoors saw the surreal sight broadcast on the news as nighttime practically turned into day. Some residents even experienced flickering lights in their homes, while LaGuardia Airport suffered a total blackout. Fortunately, this wasn't the work of extraterrestrials. The blue light came from an explosion at a power plant in Queens, which caused the outages. It seems the aliens decided to hold off on their invasion after all. Twin sisters run into oncoming traffic. In May 2008, identical twin sisters from Sweden, Ursula and Sabina Eriksson, wandered onto one of Britain's busiest motorways, the M6. Passers-by called highway police after seeing the twins recklessly dart into traffic. A BBC documentary crew happened to be filming with the police, and they captured the bizarre events. While talking with officers, the sisters suddenly broke free and ran into oncoming traffic, sustaining severe injuries. Even after regaining consciousness, Sabina attacked an officer and tried to run back onto the highway before being restrained. Days later, Sabina tragically ended the life of a man who offered her shelter. It's believed the twins suffered from a rare shared psychosis. Falun Gong hijacks Chinese TV broadcasts. In 2002, Falun Gong, a spiritual movement banned by the Chinese Communist Party, hijacked state television to air anti-government messages accusing the party of oppression. The rare public display of dissent shocked many viewers and disrupted broadcasts multiple times, marking a significant act of defiance against the Chinese government. News anchor suffers stroke on air. Sometimes the most unsettling moments have nothing to do with the supernatural. In 2022, Oklahoma news anchor Julie Chin was delivering a report on NASA's Artemis launch when she suddenly began struggling to speak, despite the teleprompter guiding her. Chin was unable to articulate the report, and he presented a disturbing sight that left viewers deeply concerned. It was later revealed that Chin was experiencing the onset of a stroke live on air. Her colleagues quickly called 911, and she was rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, she recovered swiftly, but this incident served as a stark reminder of how quickly life-threatening events can unfold. Wendy Williams passes out. This moment hovers between scary and creepy, but it's disturbing in either case. During what was supposed to be a fun Halloween-themed intro, veteran TV personality Wendy Williams suddenly lost control of her motor functions. She stumbled backward with wide-eyed horror before inexplicably dropping to the floor. Williams later explained that dehydration and a sudden spike in body temperature caused the incident. Fortunately, she was able to recover before the broadcast ended. "That was not a stunt," she clarified. Though the incident turned out to be minor, you can see the genuine fear on her face. If you watch the clip without any context, it almost looks as though she's possessed. But as Wendy said, she's a champ, and she proved it by returning to finish the show. TV presenters spooked by poltergeist. In October 2016, popular Mexican clairvoyant Moni Vidente appeared on the TV program Sail El Sol to discuss the weather. However, her presence seemed to stir something unsettling in the room. Just as Vidente began talking about the existence of angels, a piece of the set mysteriously broke away and crashed to the floor right behind her, leaving another set piece spinning in place. This sight sent chills through one of the startled presenters on the panel. After the clip went viral, Vidente took to social media to claim that she had felt the presence of a powerful spirit in the room, which some believed could have caused the eerie disturbance. She suggested that these spirits, unaware of their passing, may not be at rest. ABC Australia. accidentally broadcasts disturbing ritual. In August 2021, audiences tuned into ABC News Australia for a typical news broadcast, but were in for a spine-chilling surprise. During a segment on proposed animal legislation, the feed abruptly cut to a disturbing scene of three figures in black robes standing in a dimly lit red room. One of them ominously uttered the words, "Hail Satan." The eerie snippet quickly spread on social media, sparking speculation of a calculated move by ABC. However, the news anchor later clarified that it was an accidental glitch, showing footage from an earlier segment about Satanism in Australian schools. YouTuber Rubsy's paranormal live stream incident. While pet-sitting at a friend's house, YouTuber Rubsy encountered strange happenings during a live stream. What started as a door slowly opening escalated into lights flickering and objects moving on their own. Despite the unsettling scene, Rubsy remained remarkably composed throughout the experience. UFO flashes, bright light at Peru Beach. In February 2020, over 200 people gathered at Yaya Beach in Peru, a hotspot for UFO sightings, hoping to catch a glimpse of something extraordinary. The event, covered by Capital TV, was broadcast live. At one point, some attendees spotted a mysterious light hovering over the sea. As they pointed their laser pens at the object, it responded with an intense bright light. Since it was late at night, the source of the light remains unclear. Was it a boat, a drone, or something far stranger? That's for you to decide. Alex Savage's near-fatal collision on live TV. KTVU reporter Alex Savage narrowly escaped disaster while covering a story by a San Francisco highway. An out-of-control car nearly hit him, and his camera crew caught the chaotic aftermath, including a chilling shot of a spinning hubcap. Savage later reflected that his split-second decision to jump in the right direction likely saved his life. Paranormal newspapers. Poltergeist activity on a breakfast show? That's what viewers of Morning Club on Club FM in Tirana, Albania, witnessed during a live interview. Everything seemed normal until a newspaper in front of the host, Blendi Fevziu, suddenly flew off the table on its own. What made it even creepier? There were no open windows or doors nearby. The host and his guest were understandably baffled, and so were the viewers. TV solidarity message. In September 1985, viewers of the popular Polish crime show 07 Zgłoście were caught off guard by a strange message superimposed over the broadcast. The text read, "Enough price increases, lies, and repression. Boycott the elections." It turned out that 4 astronomers from the University of Turin had hacked the broadcast to support the Solidarity opposition movement. The men were eventually caught, but due to their significant contributions to science, they were given light sentences, fined, and placed on probation. The Spanish reporter with reptilian eyes. This unsettling footage was captured on a Spanish news channel, Espol Interna, and quickly went viral. Toward the end of the segment, the reporter blinked repeatedly, and for a brief moment it seemed like a second set of eyes appeared over his closed eyelids. Viewers were quick to claim this as proof of the reporter being an anthropomorphic reptile hiding among humans. The more likely explanation, though, is that he was wearing contact lenses, and a camera compression glitch gave the bizarre effect. Still, the sight is enough to give anyone the creeps. The ghostly groundsman. Football fans tuning into a Sunderland vs. Everton match in September 2016 on Sky Sports got more than they bargained for. As the pundits discussed the game, some observant viewers noticed a mysterious figure in the background that soon vanished. The figure appeared to be a groundsman tidying up the stadium. Moments later, another similar figure appeared, prompting fans to take to social media in confusion. Was it just stock footage, or something spookier? Mystery voice at Queen Elizabeth's funeral. During Queen Elizabeth II's 2022 state funeral, millions of viewers tuned in to watch the event on TV. But those watching on ITV were startled when, during the procession, a mysterious female voice could be heard whispering about death and being trapped. The eerie whisper caused a stir on social media, with some speculating it was the voice of Princess Diana. However, sources later revealed it was simply a guest's voice picked up by a microphone. UFO at a London football match. In February 2019, during the FA Women's League Cup semi-final match between Arsenal and Manchester United, one fan caught something unusual on camera. As the match progressed, a mysterious object hovered above the stadium. Upon closer inspection, the object emitted a strange red light. Was it a drone? A UFO? It's still unclear, but it certainly added some extra intrigue to the game. The Playboy Channel religious message. On September 6, 1987, Playboy Channel viewers expecting to watch the adult film Three Daughters were in for a surprise when their broadcast was interrupted by Bible verses. The verses warned viewers to repent and keep the Sabbath holy. It was later revealed that a technician from the Christian Broadcasting Network, Thomas Haney, had hijacked the signal. He was eventually found guilty of satellite piracy and sentenced to 3 years of probation. Flemish secession hoax. In December 2006, Belgium's RTBF network orchestrated a hoax that shocked viewers. They interrupted a broadcast with an urgent report that the Flemish Parliament had declared independence from Belgium. The fake news, complete with interviews and footage of cheering crowds, caused a panic, with over 2,000 people flooding the station's hotline with calls. 30 minutes later, RTBF admitted it was a hoax, but the damage had already been done. The Great Tantra Challenge. In March 2008, audiences in India witnessed a bizarre showdown. Author and self-proclaimed rationalist Sanal Edamaruku challenged tantric guru Surinder Sharma to kill him live on television. Sharma had previously boasted during a panel that he could take someone's life within 3 minutes using his mystical powers. Edamaruku decided to test this claim, volunteering himself as the subject. For several hours, Sharma tried to invoke supernatural forces to take Edamaruku's life, but to no avail. At one point, the tantric claimed that his powers were failing because his target served a more powerful god, to which Edamaruku calmly responded that he was an atheist. This challenge was reportedly viewed by hundreds of millions, all of whom witnessed Sharma's spectacular failure. Captain Midnight. On April 27, 1986, HBO's broadcast of The Falcon and the Snowman was suddenly interrupted for 4.5 minutes along the East Coast. Viewers were met with a blank screen displaying a strange message. It turned out that the signal had been hijacked by an individual calling himself Captain Midnight, who was protesting HBO's subscription fees. The signal weakened after 4 minutes and the film resumed. The FCC and FBI launched an investigation and eventually arrested John R. McDougal, who owned a satellite dish business and was frustrated with HBO's high rates. McDougal's protest earned him a fine of $5,000, a bit of infamy, and a notable moment in television history. Dutch TV presenters eat each other. In December 2011, 2 Dutch TV presenters, Dennis Storm and Valerio Zeno, shocked viewers by eating small pieces of each other's flesh live on the show Guinea Pigs. They underwent surgical procedures to remove chunks of flesh from their buttocks and abdomen, which were then cooked by a chef and served to them on air. While the stunt was undoubtedly unsettling, it didn't cross any legal boundaries, as cannibalism is technically permitted in the Netherlands, provided it's done without malicious intent. Nonetheless, the spectacle left many viewers feeling deeply disturbed. WrestleMania Chokeout. In 1985, TV talk show host Richard Belzer learned firsthand how dangerous pro wrestling can be. During an appearance by Hulk Hogan and Mr. T to promote the first WrestleMania, Belzer asked Hogan to demonstrate a wrestling move. Hogan responded by putting him in a headlock that knocked Belzer out cold. Belzer eventually regained consciousness, needing a few stitches but gaining a wild story to tell. The incident left the audience in shock, though Mr. T attempted to calm them with reassurances. The Haunted Doll. On ITV's This Morning, a couple was interviewed about strange occurrences surrounding a China doll they had acquired from a thrift store. They claimed the doll was responsible for scratches on the husband's body and random fire alarm bursts. While the hosts were skeptical, viewers were more convinced when they saw the doll seemingly rocking in its chair on its own during the interview. The doll reappeared on the show weeks later with a new owner, who reported similar eerie experiences. It's no wonder the doll changed hands so quickly. Most people know better than to keep a potentially possessed toy around. Samuel J. Seymour's secret. In a chilling broadcast on February 9, 1956, 95-year-old Samuel J. Seymour appeared on the CBS game show I've Got a Secret with a harrowing account. During the show, Seymour revealed that, at the age of 5, he had been a witness to the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. Seymour explained that he was seated across from the presidential box at Ford's Theater when John Wilkes Booth fired the fatal shot. His immediate concern was not for the president, but for the man who fell from the balcony, Booth, who had broken his leg while fleeing the scene. Seymour's story left viewers in awe, as it brought a key historical moment to life. The Vietnam War Draft Lottery. In 1969, CBS aired a live draft lottery that would determine which men would be sent to serve in the Vietnam War. The drawing was held at the Selective Service headquarters in Washington, D.C., and consisted of randomly selecting birth dates followed by letters of the alphabet to determine draft eligibility. This chilling broadcast was a stark reminder that the fate of hundreds of men was decided by chance, a process that hadn't been used since World War II. Today, watching this lottery serves as a haunting reminder of how lives were forever altered by a simple draw. San Francisco earthquake news flash. During the 1989 World Series between the San Francisco Giants and the Oakland Athletics, a massive 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck the Bay Area, interrupting the live broadcast of the game. Initially, the tremors were mistaken for crowd excitement, but screams were soon heard as the gravity of the situation became clear. The earthquake caused widespread power outages and property damage throughout the city. Though the stadium withstood the shaking, the downtown area of Santa Cruz was particularly devastated, with several buildings collapsing and trapping people inside. CHETV's Panorama Prank. In 2007, viewers of Czech television's Panorama were treated to scenic mountain views, when their tranquil experience was interrupted by the sudden appearance of a blinding white light and a mushroom cloud. It was quickly revealed to be a hoax orchestrated by a group of pranksters known as Stohoven, who had hacked into the live feed. Their intention was to demonstrate how easily the media can manipulate viewers with fabricated information. The prank, though startling, was a wake-up call about the power of media influence. The disappearing airport lady. During a Danish TV2 Sports Center interview at an airport baggage claim, viewers noticed something peculiar. A blonde woman standing in the background appeared to vanish as another traveler passed in front of her, leaving viewers stunned. The ghost was later identified as Danish handball player Trine Jensen. Upon closer examination, it became clear that she hadn't actually disappeared, but had simply walked in sync with the passing traveler, creating an optical illusion that freaked out many watching at home. Talk show possession. In 2016, Thai model Tia Chafu Pang appeared on a talk show claiming to be possessed by a bloodthirsty ghost known as Pop. The entity was said to crave animal blood and human flesh, and Pang's behavior became increasingly erratic as she muttered and screamed on air. Though her actions disturbed viewers, many were skeptical of her claims. It seemed awfully convenient that the possession took hold while the cameras were rolling, making the whole event feel more like a staged spectacle than a real-life horror. Prayer phone possession. Chafu Pang's live actions may have made viewers uneasy, but this next on-air possession incident took things to another level, assaulting not only the eyes but the ears as well. During a religious live show that encourages viewers to call in for advice and guidance from a holy sheikh, a woman called in 2011. She claimed to have been possessed by a demonic entity known as a jinn. What followed was chilling. The woman supposedly underwent a sudden change in personality while staying on the line, laughing sinisterly as she mocked the Islamic host. The sheikh quickly acted, performing an impromptu exorcism on the air, and the bizarre episode came to an end. Whether real or staged, it was undeniably creepy. Los Angeles emergency broadcast. 1992 was the year Los Angeles descended into chaos. Riots broke out following the acquittal of officers responsible for the brutal beating of Rodney King, an incident that had been videotaped and broadcast to national outrage a year prior. The footage showed an undeniable crime, but once again, a white jury cleared the officers, fueling fury. As the riots erupted, with citizens looting stores and setting fire to public property, an emergency broadcast was sent out across LA County's TV stations, announcing a curfew starting at 6:45 p.m. The announcement from the Los Angeles County Emergency Operations Center was chillingly formal, signaling a collapse in social order as the city burned. The Australian May Day incident. While not technically a live event, this eerie incident occurred in real time during the broadcast of the documentary series May Day. In the middle of the show, the audio from a previous news broadcast was mistakenly played over the episode, replacing the original sound. For 6 minutes, viewers at home were subjected to a haunting loop of a Halliburton truck driver frantically crying, "Jesus Christ, help us all, Lord," as his convoy was ambushed in Iraq. What made it even more unsettling was that the audio coincided with footage of a passenger train crash, adding to the eerie atmosphere. To this day, no one knows how or why this audio mishap occurred. It was a May Day moment, indeed. The Shadow. We've gone through aliens. Now let's talk about moving shadows. During a 2014 broadcast of a soccer game at the Hernando Siles Stadium, cameras captured a glimpse of what appeared to be a dark figure moving at full speed. What made this incident even creepier was that the figure moved through fans and even passed through a barrier. Some theorized it might have been a soccer player double exposed on camera, but to this day, the true cause of this eerie apparition remains a mystery. Jamaican ghost attack. In 2010, a Jamaican news crew investigated an alleged poltergeist attack on a young boy in Spanish Town. The boy claimed he was being tormented by a duppy, a ghost from Jamaican folklore that he said was the spirit of a recently deceased friend. Things took a terrifying turn when, during the interview, the boy was seemingly grabbed and dragged by an invisible force, flinging him around like a rag doll as onlookers tried desperately to help. While unsettling, cases like these are often attributed to a neglected or traumatized child acting out. However, in this instance, acting out seemed like an understatement. Alien lights over Milwaukee. During a live Fox 6 News broadcast, a group of mysterious lights appeared in the Milwaukee night sky. The news team was alarmed and immediately began speculating on the cause: fireworks, shooting stars, or perhaps even aliens. For about 30 minutes, the unexplained lights sparked confusion and curiosity. However, the mystery was solved soon after. A closer angle revealed that the lights were not extraterrestrial, but rather a flock of seagulls reflecting the city's bright lights. In the end, it was a close encounter of the bird kind. Gary Stolman's TV hijack. In 1987, viewers of KMBC were stunned when a man named Gary Stolman walked onto the set during a live broadcast and pointed a gun at reporter David Horowitz. Stolman demanded that Horowitz read a statement about paranoid theories concerning the CIA cloning his father. Despite the tension, Horowitz remained calm and read the message. Fortunately, the gun was a BB gun replica, and Stolman never intended to harm anyone. Following the incident, Horowitz led a campaign to ban realistic toy firearms. It was a terrifying moment for everyone involved, even though no one was physically hurt. The Vrillon hoax. Across the pond in 1977, something even more bizarre occurred. The UK's Southern Television had their evening news interrupted by a 6-minute audio message claiming to be from extraterrestrials. The booming voice said it represented the Ashtar Galactic Command and offered humanity a peaceful alliance if they renounced their corrupt ways. The voice spoke in a cult-like manner, preaching promises of transcendence and a new age of peace. The channel quickly apologized, attributing the message to a hoax. To this day, no one has come forward to claim responsibility for this unsettling broadcast. Could this have been a real alien transmission? We're left to wonder. Justin from Big Brother 2. Justin Sebeck was a controversial figure during his time on Big Brother 2. Frequently confrontational with other contestants, his behavior was always pushing boundaries. But one night, after drinking, Justin crossed the line when he began kissing and flirting with fellow housemate Krista, only to suddenly hold up a knife and ask, "Would you get mad if I killed you?" This disturbing behavior led to his immediate eviction from the show. A year later, Justin was arrested and charged with assaulting his girlfriend. In retrospect, it's clear that the Big Brother housemates dodged a bullet. A criminal on the dating game. In 1978, the dating game featured a charming contestant named Rodney Alcala, who was selected by Bachelorette Cheryl Bradshaw. However, after meeting him in person, Bradshaw declined to go on a date, citing his creepy behavior. Her instincts may have saved her life. Alcala was later revealed to be a notorious serial killer. His rejection on the show may have triggered him, leading to the murder of 3 more women. Alcala was already a repeat offender at the time, and to this day, his final kill count remains unknown. It's chilling to think that a serial killer once appeared on a lighthearted dating show. The UFO Summoner. Is seeing really believing? Meet the Las Vegas man who claims he can summon UFOs at will. In 2005, Ramon Watkins, also known as Yahweh, claimed he had learned how to summon UFOs from the Old Testament. Action News reporter Mike Dello Stritto was sent to investigate, fully expecting to expose him as a fraud. However, what happened left everyone stunned. Watkins seemingly summoned mysterious orbs of light that danced in the sky, visible to the news team and the camera. The lights moved quickly, even heading towards Nellis Air Force Base. Many hailed it as divine evidence since the location and time had been chosen by the news team, leaving no room for trickery. Divine power or a clever illusion? Either way, it was a jaw-dropping moment. The Max Headroom Hijack. In 1987, 2 television stations in Chicago were hijacked in what is now known as one of the most surreal acts of video piracy ever. During both incidents, an unidentified person wearing a Max Headroom mask appeared on screen, dancing and rambling incoherently in a distorted voice. In the second broadcast, the masked figure was swatted on the behind by an off-screen accomplice, adding to the bizarre nature of the hijack. The incidents lasted only a few minutes but have since become legendary, as the perpetrators were never caught. This strange act of piracy remains one of television's most infamous moments. Did you watch any of these creepy occurrences live? How did they make you feel in real time? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos.